Right, we've got another Bing Poppit valve steam engine. This is a different model to the other one I've got, and it's slightly smaller, and so in some respects it's in better condition. In the the flooring is more, it hasn't been painted over. It's more complete. It's still not great. It seems to have these little rust spots. Nothing you can do with that. It's lithographic coverings, but it's 70%, I'd say. Pretty good, not too bad. It was one of the reasons I decided to buy it, because a lot of them just, this has just been painted over, and these actually look quite good. Everything else is very similar. These are missing. This is like a little switch. Normally there's a little arm that comes across, and this will be your plus and minus for your generator to connect to for a lamp post or some sort of a bulb or some sort of electrical item. Generally it's pretty good condition. I haven't even cleaned it yet, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. Pipes, the hoses and pipes for the water pump underneath have been disconnected, so that doesn't connect to that. These two are supposed to connect together, and then it also connects to this one, which goes into the boiler, but they're not connected. Underneath they're not connected, so I'm going to have to do a repair under there. There's a filler cap missing for the compound steam oil, but that's easy to replace. I'm not sure that's original. It don't look original, but I'll sort something out there. It has got original manometer, which I'm pleased with, because my other one didn't have a well, it looks like an original one. I would say that's original. The other one didn't have it had an original manometer, but someone had tampered with it inside and soldered it all up. Everything, normally I get these, and this is seized. These are seized, but these are not seized, so they're okay. So I'm pleased with that. It's got the original burner. A little bit. It's got the original 2 mushroom burner. I think the other one I've got, because it's a bigger model, it's a 3 mushroom burner. Needs a little screw there to complete that. But overall, that's not too bad. It's got a little cut out there just in the door, so that goes in. Clever, very nice. My other one hasn't got a handle for this cast iron door, but this one here's got a handle. Works quite nicely. Pleased with that. Yeah, overall, it's a little bit stiff that, but it works. Overall, it's got the proper weight. The other one hasn't got a proper weight. I think these blacked from the factory, the boilers. I think that's how they came. My other one is brass. There's some screws missing. This one, I tried to screw it in, but the threads, it's gone. It's had some woodworm issues. I'm going to have to treat that. Probably long gone, given the age of this, but it's got some woodworm issues, so I'll treat that. It's probably been stored in somewhere cold, in a shed or something like that. But what else can I say? It does need a clean. The boiler, it's a little bit stiff. Not too bad, but I'll say it's a little bit stiff. Now I have tried to run this one, and even though I got it up to pressure, I couldn't get it running. What I found was, and I'll probably do a little clip of that as well. What I found was there's a lot of steam coming straight out. It seemed to be coming straight out. I'm not certain but I'm guessing the timing's wrong on this. I think I've got a theory the timing's wrong on the valves. Now, I did think that that screw there and that screw there, you can see it, I did think that by undoing them I would be able to adjust the cam to a different position. But no, that's not the case. Well, I haven't tried to force it, but they're both loose now, and that cam won't move on that shaft. So now I've got a theory which needs testing. I'm not certain. I haven't really ever played with a poppet valve one before. My other one works straight away, so I didn't have to adjust anything. I've got a feeling that they might be that shaft might be a 242 out. So I'm going to test it all, because if that's a 242, it's easy to adjust. There's 2 screws down there, and once that's unscrewed, I'll be able to adjust these 2 screws, which I think these 2 screws are only there to stop this shaft moving backwards and forwards. That's all that's for. And see, that's loose. That one's loose, look. So they're only there to stop this shaft moving backwards and forwards, so it stays in the crown wheel and pinion, the gearing stays properly. So I've got a feeling that if I loosen these 2 screws, undo these 2 on this shaft bracket, and pull this shaft out from the other gear and move it around a couple, then even one. So what I've looked at the gearing on my other poppet valve, and it's different to this. So on this one, where I'm on, say, top dead centre now, let's say that's top dead centre, this valve is completely closed, but this the valve is still a bit open. I think it's more open than it should be with that one completely closed. So, but then when I put it on, say, bottom dead centre, which is there, now none of them are, this one's just closing, this one's just opening. I think they're out. On the other one, when I'm at top dead centre, one of the valves is completely closed, and when I'm at bottom dead centre, the other valve completely closed. So this is, I'm not saying I'm certain it's wrong, but I think it's wrong, because the other one runs and this one's not running. There's a lot of air, a lot of steam escaping. There also seems to be a bit of movement. See this? Is that moving? So there could be steam. There's a gap down there. I think there'll probably be a gasket needs to go in there, but that's needs screwing back tighter, and I think you need a gasket in there. So I think what I'm going to do is do the gasket and everything before I start playing about with the timing. I'm not going to touch the timing. I sort of try not to adjust things, assuming it was wrong, before I try to do other repairs, because I can't always assume that the other guy didn't know what he was doing. Generally, I assume that the other guy did know what he was doing, and I really shouldn't play with it until I know for a fact it's wrong. And at the moment, I don't know for a fact that timing's out. It just looks different to the other one. It could be, in fact, that the other one's slightly out. So that's what I'm up to at the moment. But I think my first port of call will be to take this off, put a gasket in there, secure this properly, and I think that will reduce steam leak. You can see a gap there, look, it's quite a lot really. Yeah, so that wants securing and a gasket in there. That'll be my first port of call, I think, for getting this running. And then I can't find any information. I'm 110% guarantee that when they were new, they come with a manual, and I would imagine that that manual said something about the timing of the valves. But unless anyone knows where there's a manual available, I'm guessing. But it's an interesting task to undertake. So I'm quite, because I don't know about this, I like to do a little bit of research and try and I want this running like a Swiss clock when it's and they do. I mean, I've seen there's some other guys on there. We've got these. Some of these look brand new, and they're running lovely. One thing I would like to know is, are they supposed to run in both directions, or do they only run in one direction? You know, because some of the other engines, you've got your slip eccentric, and you can run the flywheel two ways. I'm not sure if these only go one way, but I'm not sure. I'm going to see that. I've seen these running in both directions on videos, but not the same machine. So I wonder if the timing of these affects which direction it runs or not. But yeah, it's something I really don't know about at the moment. But yeah, this is my new something to play with, as if I haven't got enough. But generally pleased with it though. Fred's fell over. Come on, Fred. Get up, mate. Yeah, so generally I'm pleased with it. That'll be the shot I use for. You have to have a big. I like to have a framed picture for what they call it, the start photo, the cover photo. What else have I been playing with? Right, so the Poppit valve Jowitt is still running in. So I'm going to switch it on and let it have a run. So, but then I thought, well, while I've got the airline out, I could run this little beauty. Now I like this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire this one up. Let's see if get a little bit more. This looks lovely when it's running. There we go. I haven't run this since I've done the last video, but it's pleasing to watch. So I'll fire it up now and again. Just keeps everything well oiled. There you go. And then I've got this beauty. So the idea of running this is I'm just going to let it run in. Still tight. Look at that. But what I'm going to end up with in a minute is a compressor kicking in because I'm using too much air. Oh, what's this thing? I run this now and again just to, it needs running in. I don't want to be getting seized up or anything. This one starts easy, starts very easy. When I've got 2 of them running now on air, and there's not much pressure going in there. So I'll switch that one off. I'll switch that one off, because the reason I'll switch it off is because it's got such a big piston, it uses a reasonable amount of air and the compressor kicks in. So this one don't use much air at all. But yeah, this is the Marklin compound steam engine. I've got the cover for it. I just took it off just so while I was inspecting it. A little beauty. Anyway, yeah, I did want to fire that up because I haven't run it for a while. I'll close that now. Close that now because I know what will happen. The compressor will kick in, and you won't hear anything. But yeah, just getting back to the Bing Poppit valve. That's what I'm going to do over the next few days. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to do a little bit more research. Take a look at the timing for the Poppit valves. See where that should be. It's difficult finding this sort of information, but you know, I've seen. I did have an old a small Marklin in the original box, and it had a list of instructions. It had the original instructions with it, so I'm sure someone somewhere has got a user manual for one of these, and timing of that would definitely be on them valves would definitely be on a manual. So if anyone has got one of these and has access to a manual or a PDF, send me a message, because at the moment I'm not really sure if the valves are timed right, and that if I trial and error, it could be ages trial and error. There's loads of little gears here, you've got a lot of different positions, but I'm sure this will run nice when it's sorted. But yeah, if you've got any information about setting up the Poppit valves, send me a message, because it would help me, and I'll probably get it running better or quicker that way rather than. But yeah, look, it's just any plating's long gone. As you can see, it's been sitting there because it's rusty there, quite bad. But I'll get it and polish it all up. But it's one of the smaller ones, because the bigger ones have like a little tray that pulls out in there for your condensation. But yeah, if the boiler don't leak, that's one thing. There's no leaks. So this side, that side of it is all good. Just need a cap for that. Pressure gauge works. I'm pleased with that. But yeah, just when I did, the taps worked nicely. When I did open a valve up, the steam was coming out. It was too much steam coming out. So what makes me think is the valve's not closing when it should. But I might be wrong. But that's my theory at the moment. But watch this space. So yeah, so it's just a quick one. I just wanted to show you what I'm playing with, and I'll leave that for now. Cheers, guys.